Hello, welcome to Three at the Back. I'm Ben Kelly. I'm here with Joe Halloran and Jonathan Metcalfe. It's
Hello.
Week number 6.
6.
Time flies when you're having fun, guys. We'll start off, as usual, by talking about the weekend's games. We've all got mixed reviews. John's the only guy who came out with a win this weekend. But they're still not above Liverpool. But we'll start with Mr. O'Halloran over there, whose Brentford sadly fell to Owen Coyle's Blackburn, who are 22nd, 22nd in the Championship.
22nd now.
It was a 3-2 win for the Ewood Park men. Joe, how terrible was it on a scale of 1 to 10?
It was grim. It was grim. It was more grim in the succession of the goals, I feel. If they scored 3 and then we scored 2, it wouldn't be as grim. But that it was we scored, then they scored again, and then we scored, and then they scored again. That is possibly the worst, because you're winning, then you're losing, and then you're pulling it back, and then you're losing again. It was
all 5 goals were scored before half time, and you know, to not come back and get a goal in the second half, that is pretty disappointing.
They were having like 9 men in the box in the second half. They were just parking the bus, getting the win, which, you know, I'm not gonna judge any team in the relegation zone would do that. But it's just grim.
We had 8 blocked shots, so clearly lives were on the line for Blackburn. Really.
I watched the goals, and it was just much like the Fulham game. It was just poor defending. The defending, just not a lot of reaction.
Harley
slow.
Dean own goal.
Yeah, we don't talk about that.
Point it out.
Just very slow. Just not a lot of movement. And when anything happened, it was just they weren't alive. Like the attack looked promising. They were fast. They were quick. They were pressuring. But on the defence, the ball would come into our half, and no one would go and try and close men down or anything. It was just, we'll see what happens. And then, if you not watched the highlights, John,
I have not.
You should have seen the penalty that we gave away.
Oh, yeah. Is it good?
It was absolutely savage. I swear to God, it was like, oh my God.
A player tapped it round Josh Clark, and Josh Clark, just no survivors, just slides in. It's quite humorous. And then afterwards, all the Blackburn players congratulate each other for winning a penalty. They're like, "Wait, well done."
Would love having your kneecaps.
So
the result leaves you 14th in the table, 6 points off the relegation places, which is strange because when we started the podcast, obviously we were talking about playoffs, and now you've lost 4 of the last 6.
Yeah, it's looking more.
It's
if we don't get our act together, it's going to be a relegation battle this season.
Smell the trapdoor.
And Scott Hogan will be out the door.
Out the door in January. I hope not, but
playing for Chelsea next year.
Yeah,
on the bench.
On the bench, yeah.
We'll move on to what do you want to do? Should we do Man City?
Yeah, let's do a contrast.
Yeah, we'll move on to Man City, who won away at Crystal Palace 2-1.
Scrubbed the win.
Yeah, Yaya Toure.
Oh,
where's he been all
the
season?
man, the myth, the legend. Comes back and
how was it, John?
Yeah,
Solid performance.
So and so. I wouldn't say it was a solid performance. We did look vulnerable, especially after they scored. But I think near to the end of the game, they got tired. We started to take control of the game, and I wouldn't say a goal was coming, but we were on top, and to get the win in the end was important at this point where we're drawing games and not playing the way we did at the start of the season. It's important to get wins and keep the pressure on at the top, and we did that. Wasn't convincing, but we did it. And
Yeah.
How were the goals? I haven't seen them.
The first goal was pretty good stuff. I think it was a little interchange with Nolito in the box, and Yaya placed it into the top corner. Lovely. And
shut up.
And the second goal was just car crash defending from Palace.
It was a corner, wasn't it?
It was a corner, went along the ground straight to the front of the goal where Yaya was waiting, and he was just like, "Thank you very much."
How was their goal? Was it was it a calamity from your defence, or just a good attack from Crystal Palace?
Counter-attack.
Okay.
Zabaleta struggled to cover, but he was brought on for company when company got smashed in the head by Claudio, and Bravo could have saved it, I think. Yeah.
There's a lot of that this season.
A lot of that.
Claudio could have saved it.
Yeah.
Joanna could have saved it.
Well, obviously you've closed the gap on us. Obviously, we were top of the league. We're not anymore because of Chelsea's win yesterday. We drew 0-0 away at Southampton.
You did.
Have either of you seen the highlights?
I didn't care to look.
It's so depressing. The amount of chances that we missed.
Now you know how we feel.
We could have had 5 or 6. It was.
It-
They had like one shot the whole game.
See that for me,
I
no
say
miss.
last week.
Yeah,
Grim
that was the
that, innit?
worst one.
Yeah. A couple of weeks ago when we drew with Middlesbrough, and I was saying we didn't take chances. And when you played Watford, you did.
Mm.
And this time you've
Just
seen
one of them
the
days.
Consequences of not taking
I see this more
chances.
of a blip more than a loss of form.
Crisis.
It's just yeah.
Klopp out.
Klopp out. Yeah. Klein missed a good chance. Coutinho had a shot blocked. There were so many. It was so depressing.
Southampton defended very well.
They
gotta be
did.
said.
They did. That Van Dijk
Van
is
Dijk
a top
is a
player.
player. He's a player.
We'll probably sign him for about 60 million in January. Southampton. Ooh, yeah.
I know that. My dad said to me that was an audition for most of the Southampton
Yeah.
players, though, wasn't it?
A trial. So the league table now looks like Chelsea first, Liverpool second, Man City third, Arsenal fourth, as we would expect after their draw against Man United, and then pissing Tottenham. What happened there, West Ham?
Oh,
Thanks
no.
very much.
Oh,
2-1 down with 2 minutes to go. 2-1 up with 2 minutes to go,
The
and you go and lose
ultimate
3-2.
choke. The ultimate
Absolute
choke.
Mongs. Right, anyway. So Spurs kind of keep in contact with us all now. They've got to play Chelsea next week. And then Chelsea travel to Man City. So there's plenty of stuff still to go on. It'll chop and change all year. But we will move on. To another Manchester City story, actually, the one that came out yesterday, and I'm just going to find it. Manchester City, the rumours have begun again over them signing Lionel Messi. I'm starting to think it could happen.
Really?
Yeah, because he does sound unsettled at Barcelona.
Why?
Because he's not signing a contract. They've offered him a contract, and he's sort of stalling over it. I've got the article here.
Sick
now.
of hearing about contracts stalling, me, bloody hell.
So there's
I know,
going
yeah.
to be
Always
an
contract
initial
stalling.
fee of 100 million, and then a basic wage, so of obviously without bonus
Basic
or
wage,
anything.
what, minimum wage?
Yeah,
You know, £4 an hour.
Basic wage. No, it's not quite £4 an hour. It's more like £500,000 a week.
Okay.
And City are even more confident now with contract talks between Messi and the Spanish champions stalling. John, what are your views on this, please?
I don't think it'll happen. We hear about Messi going to City every other week. And because overexcited City fans are like, oh, we've got Guardiola, we can get anyone. Messi, come on over. Look, you're friends with your friends. You can be friends again. Yay.
It's your best chance of getting Messi now, because you've obviously
It
got
is.
Guardiola.
But he's 29. His contract's due to expire in 2018, and he does have a 250 million buyout clause.
It's
But
quite a bit.
if
That's
you
quite a fee, that.
It is.
Quite a
It is.
fee.
It's a substantial fee. You'd argue that it's more than Paul Pogba's £89 million fee.
It
It would be a decent argument.
It is.
You would be
You
correct.
wouldn't get many people arguing against you.
But obviously, if he's not signed a contract and is due to expire in 2018, then they're going to want to let him go for cheaper. Otherwise, they're going to lose him for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So 100 million suddenly sounds probably if you paid that next summer and you got 4 or 5 good years out of him.
You never know.
Would you say obviously he's just as good as, if not better than Ronaldo? So
He's a
Yeah.
Barcelona legend. Do you
Oh,
reckon he really wants to end his Barcelona career quite sourly by going for money?
Yeah.
but does he want it? Does he want a new challenge? If things aren't going too great at Barcelona, does he want to come and prove himself in the Premier League? Ronaldo's done it.
Only he knows, really.
Yeah, well,
only he knows.
that's something. It's not going to happen in January, so that's something he's got the
And
rest
it
of
could
the
just be an
season
attempt to
decide.
stir things up,
Yeah,
get people talking. I'll stall them, make people think. I don't know. Who knows?
I don't think he's going to move.
I don't think
just
he will. I think
he
he's
loves
got to finish
Barcelona.
his career at Barcelona.
I'd like to see it happen, though. I'm going to say.
Really?
Yeah.
It's just another
I would,
amazing
but I
player in the
don't
Premier
think
League.
he does.
I think to have somebody like that playing in the Premier League, I'd just be really curious to see how he goes.
He'd
You know,
probably
you-
flop, wouldn't he?
West Brom away, it's games like that. How's he going to do there? You know what I mean?
Finally
Palace.
answer the question: Can
Yeah.
he do it
Can
on a cold, wet Tuesday night in Stoke? It's been asked for years. We never had an answer.
Oh, imagine if Brentford get promoted. Hogan v
I know, yeah.
Messi.
Are Brentford in the market for Argentinian right winger? He's
Well, Josh Clark's got a
Contract's
suspension. Well,
Contract's
I
going.
don't think he got a red card. I don't know how he
Oh,
did.
if it's Josh Clark, he'll be on the
It was
bench.
brutal, that penalty, mate.
want to see it now. You've piqued my
Anyway,
interest.
we will.
Was it as good as the Shawcross one on?
We'll show you later. It's absolutely stunning.
Did you see the Shawcross one on Callum Wilson?
No,
No, I haven't.
The
We'll
most,
look at all these croppings.
it was the most stonewall penalty you've ever seen. It wasn't given.
Oh,
Just absolutely scythed Wilson down. It was like, nope, get up, don't dive.
that is cute. Anyway, we'll move on.
Awful.
the big
Let's
topic.
move on.
We'll move on to our main topic this week, our main discussion topic, which is, you're probably sick of hearing it about it at the moment, but we're going to talk about a broader sort of issue. We're going to sort of build on the Wayne Rooney thing, which has obviously been in the news. What date would that have been? That would have been the 12th of November.
Who knows?
Around
It was
about
just
then.
after the Scotland game, going into the 13th.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, for those who don't know, you probably do by now, Wayne Rooney went to a wedding during his time on international duty for England. However, I do believe it was a day off, or they were having a day off on the Sunday.
Yeah.
And he got absolutely leathered. There were pictures of him early in the morning of him falling over after one too many beers at his wedding, and now
You see his eyes?
all in up raw. Yeah, I know.
Red.
He'd been on all sorts. He's probably had a bit of a sniff, hasn't he, of stuff in the toilets.
Let's not assume.
Let's not assume.
Let's not assume.
So, I think we're all in agreement that it's utterly ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the idea of stripping him from the captaincy.
Because now Gareth Southgate, if he gets the job, is apparently going to strip him of the England captaincy. It's just ludicrous.
It feels like an excuse for me because they obviously don't want him as captain because they don't want to play him. Oh, he's been caught having drinks. That's why you're getting stripped of the captaincy, not because you're a bit shit now.
Yeah. Well, it does make me wonder what rights do football players have if they can't go out and have a drink. What can they do? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jurgen Klopp sort of summed it up in his pre-match press conference for the Southampton game, and he was saying, footballers, they earn so much money and they do the thing they love, but in a weird way, it is kind of a cursed profession, because if you're at the top of your game like Wayne Rooney is, you are always being watched by the media, and nothing you do is right. Nothing you do, if you want to have a good time, is right for the young guys, and you've got to be a role model. You've got to do all this, and it's absolutely rubbish. It is, and So what do you guys think? What?
An argument I've got for stripping the captaincy is that he is their player. He's contracted to them, so he then therefore represents the team, and they want this. This doesn't really work for England, but more of a club level, that the club don't want to be represented with somebody who getting drunk and going around. Definitely, if they want to be all this one, just as a merchandise point of view, really. If they want to be appealing to kids and stuff, they don't want their main player to be I don't want to say druggy because I don't think he's on drugs, but
No,
even
I was
just
I was joking.
just generally mess. Obviously, you've got players like Gascoigne, but that's back then. Now it's new, and like you said, everybody's in the media. You don't want to be known for a player who constantly gets pissed and's on.
But why isn't he allowed to do that? He was at a wedding.
Fitness regime, innit?
Yeah, it just seems stupid.
It is silly, but
the only
the other
reason
thing
you
is-
wouldn't let a player do what he did is because of performance on the pitch and keeping at peak condition. Restricting them from doing that because they don't want them to have a good time and they want them to be role models, I think it's just ridiculous.
it's no more ridiculous than Pep stopping them having sex after midnight.
Well, you've got to lay down the law somewhere. I mean, you can't have them going about knocking. You can't have them
Drinking at a wedding is a big no-no, but yeah.
knocking everyone off.
Whose
after
wedding was it? Do you know?
midnight.
Like his cousin or
hang
something?
on,
Or just
Something like that, yeah.
bless
And I'm
him.
sure everyone there was just horrified that Wayne Rooney would walk in the door and gate crash their wedding. How dare he? We didn't take pictures with him or anything. No. He should be ashamed of himself.
He's sort of had a go at the press, Rooney, as well.
Oh, yeah,
hasn't
he did.
He
said something very good, though.
disgraceful.
He said they're trying to write his own obituary and he won't let that happen.
Yeah.
Good man.
It feels as if the media are trying to write my own obituary and I won't let that happen. What's been going on is disgraceful.
And Ian Wright.
I'm
on
proud
Match
to
of the
play
Day.
for my country. I'm proud of my achievements. It's not finished yet. I think what's been going on is disgraceful. It shows a lack of respect, and I think enough of enough. That's all I want to say. And the thing is, as well, it's coming out yesterday and today that Adam Lallana and Jordan Henderson pissed off to a strip club the same night.
Lads.
Why?
And no one's talking about
Lads,
it.
Pep would
lads.
not be happy with that, would
No.
it?
Well, if it was before
Yeah,
midnight.
if it was 10
before
o'clock,
midnight,
all fine.
that's happy
All
days.
good.
A minute after midnight, that's
Yeah.
bang out of
Define midnight though, because what does
12
'cause
o'clock.
It's 7 o'clock in the morning. It's after midnight. Are they allowed to have sex at 7 o'clock in the morning, or do they have to sleep and then have sex? Why do they sleep until like 2?
Why are we coming back to this topic? We did that last week.
I'm just wondering.
Jurgen Klopp was probably with Henderson and Lallana. I bet he's a much more
Dance for me.
Massive smile across his face. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
Boom. Oh dear me. Yeah. But that is bizarre, isn't it? How that's not really been talked about on the same level. Yeah.
Sort
I
of
would
it.
argue that's a more pressing issue.
Wait,
because
I'd say making females dance for you is probably worse than just having a drink.
yeah. Well, he's had a few drinks. hasn't
Yeah.
he?
Having a drink.
If they didn't
singular.
have any alcohol, is that okay?
Well, if they did both, then they're just.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
two. You just see the picture of Rooney though, like on that couch, like those two girls, it's like dribbling.
some sort of vegetative state. Oh dear
Can't
me.
coordinate a smile to the
Mr.
camera.
Rooney.
See, when Gascoigne got caught doing that dentist chair thing,
Yeah,
Rooney should do some celebration.
Yeah.
They should all like sit down and just act pissed and just sort of like, "Oi." But you know, when's he next gonna score?
Oh dear me.
So,
Well, he was left on the bench, wasn't he, on Saturday?
bless him.
He was left on the bench for being too slow by Jose Mourinho. Did you see that?
What do you mean by slow?
As in, like, he's physically not as quick
What
as
the
the
meaning
other
is
players to keep up with the pace.
Slow as in intellectually slow. Can't do maths.
Well, if he's going out on his day off, and yeah, he is pretty thick. Isn't he? Jose, why I left Rooney out? Well, anyway, we're getting off topic.
Yeah.
So John, what does this represent? Just how difficult? I say difficult because everybody will moan now when I use the word difficult about footballers' life. Do you think that this represents difficulties in footballers' lives in terms of yes, they've got all this fantastic life around them with all the money and all the cars and all the girls and doing what they love, but are there any other things you can think of really where it's just difficult for them to? There's so much pressure on them, isn't there?
It's with all celebrities, though, isn't it? If you're
I think
if you're in the media's eye,
English
Yeah.
media just don't do themselves any favours when it comes to the England team, because they just put the England team under so much pressure to perform, and when they don't
Wales
perform,
don't have the same
absolutely slate
pressure,
them.
do they?
No,
No.
they don't.
And look
Because-
what our Wales did. You know what I mean? It's,
Because the expectations for Wales are not risen to massive levels by English media, and then when England do perform poorly or do something like Wayne's done, then they absolutely slate them,
probably
and
also,
it makes them perform worse. And me and my dad were saying, the Spain game, it seems they perform.
probably wasn't helped by the Spain game.
They
was it?
perform so much better. No, but they perform so much better when they're playing a bigger team because they're not expected to win. But against smaller teams, they know, they go out on that field, they know they will get slated if they lose, like against Iceland in the Euros.
Yeah.
And sure enough, I think they froze because they were terrified of what might have been to come.
and
well,
it
in
did
the
come.
Iceland
This
game,
is
yeah,
why-
it did
this
come,
is
but
why
in the
they don't-
Iceland game, he went a goal up. So
Yeah, but
You know, I
still,
don't think- yeah.
still the feeling's there. If they don't do well, then they're going to get ripped into, and they did.
So the question is really, will the expectations on the England team ever die down? Doesn't matter
No.
how many terrible tournaments we have. The media never just go, oh well, we'll give them a
Yeah.
rest.
No,
because
never.
it's just it's just
No,
just,
we don't get to a semi-final. They failed.
I
That's
know.
that every,
That's the key, isn't it?
and we're never going to get to
We're
a
ne-
semi-final.
we will- it's a long fix, the England football team. It's going to take at least 10 years of the same manager for me to get to a point where
We look at how long was
we're
the
gonna
Spanish
get anywhere.
manager there for?
God knows how long.
He was there for,
Years
I'd
and
I'd
years
say
and
probably
years.
20, and
Yeah.
he won 3 tournaments.
Mm.
Obviously, Spain's got a better team than us, but we've got a fantastic future ahead of us. But if we just, if Gareth Southgate's the man, Gareth Southgate's the man. But I don't think starting his England career by stripping an English legend and probably the second best striker to ever grace the Premier League is the best way to go.
Yeah, it is a difficult one. Do you think, Joe? Do you think players have the right to choose not to play for England? Do you think they have that right if they're selected? You know.
Well, yeah. Scholes did it.
But do you think now, like even Scholes is a good 10 years ago? Do you think now, if the media can't deal with things like this, Wayne Rooney, if say tomorrow, if Marcus Rashford announced, don't want to play for England, just want to win, just want to focus on my United club career,
Yeah.
do you think that that's the end of his? Basically, the media are just going to slate him, and that's practically the end of his career because he's just never going to be able to prove himself. You know, is the pressure going to be too big for him then to prove? So say he walks away from England and they go, all right, do it at club level then. The pressure is always on him to achieve at the top level at Manchester United because, well, he's got no England international career to deal with. So why isn't he doing well at Man United? Why isn't he winning the Ballon d'Or? You know, does he have that right anymore? You know, the right's being taken away from players now. It's just becoming a more and more restricted career because you're always being watched by the media, and it's a really, really interesting thing to see happen. It's sad, and it's sad because it reflects modern society in the way that we're all being watched. But it's a really interesting thing to see how badly this has blown up.
Yeah, it is quite for such a little thing. It's quite ridiculous, but you want to make news out of anything, anything to sell a newspaper. England football player gets drunk. It's one of those things, isn't it? But, you know, I'm pretty doubtful anybody would quit an England career. Just Scholes did it because he was being played at left mid and not in centre mid because Frank Lampard and Gerrard were taking his place.
Doing average. They never really hit the heights for England, did they? Either of them.
So, you know, it's a nice way to end. The media is fucked up.
Yeah.
Full stop.
Yeah, full stop. Right.
Thanks for the media outlet free at the back.
Well, thanks very much for listening. We'll wrap it up there. We'll be back on Friday. Where are Brentford? Do you know?
Birmingham.
Not sure.
Oh, come on, John. I know we're at home to Sunderland. Doesn't matter. We'll know by the weekend. Burnley. Oh, I know what
Burnley
it's like.
away as well.
Burnley away. Oh.
We know what it's like.
Can't wait for you to lose there.
I remember the last time we played there, we lost 1-0.
Right, okay.
Horrible.
Well, we'll talk about it on Friday. Like, share, subscribe, as always.
All that good stuff.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff.
Go and check out sillyseason.com. We get our sources from there. They're a really good website. Check out Facebook, Patreon.
Some more good
description.
stuff.
More good
stuff to add to the whole collection.
And as always, thanks for listening.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.